Hey, good morning. Welcome to Squawking1200. I think that's my signature. Gotta lean in and just adjust the microphone just a tiny bit. Starting off the pre-dawn East Coast US flight, we are situated at 42 Bravo. It's a tiny little untowered airport in southern Connecticut. We are now in the default Cessna 172. We do have the reality expansion pack, and we have the latest update to the reality expansion pack. Let's see, front row, we got a couple of heavy dudes there. We're going to fill the tank. Nope, we're not going to fill the tank. We're going to go like 25 and 25. We're going to put ourselves within our center of gravity here. Maybe go 22 and 22. Alright, that puts us in spec here. We don't want to be too far off on our center of gravity. I did a walk around already with the reality expansion pack. So next up we're going to start the aircraft. Let's see, kneeboard, procedures, get your seatbelts on. I'm going to check the brakes. They feel good, fuel selector to both, circuit breakers in, beacon light on, avionics switches are off. Throttle open, idle cutoff. Where's the master switch? There it is. Skipped over that. Fuel is correct. Master switch on. Open throttle, 1/4 inch. Mixture to idle cutoff. If engine is cold, put the auxiliary pump on. We're using real world weather. It's 12 degrees outside, so I'm going to call that not only cold, but cold. Rich until 3 to 5 gallons per hour. Yeah, that's probably it. Propeller area, clear prop out the window and engage. And turn off the fuel pump. Make sure the brake stays on. Reduce the RPMs. We're going to let this thing warm up right here. Let's see, next page. After engine start, ignition switch to start. Mixture rich, RPMs 1000. Lean to the max. Oil pressure. Seems like it skipped a page. Avionics, flaps. What about our propeller, clear, engage, our alt. And let's see, didn't see after engine start, I don't see alternator on. Beacon, avionics, master, mixture, propeller, start. Ignition switch, start, rich, engine. Starting to foul. It says lean max. Gonna lean. Lean max. Flaps up. Excuse me 1 second. Well, I got a little bit of a kind of the start of a head cold, so I'm going to check the brakes. We're situated on the grass, so it's engine 1 is failing because the oil is not lubricating the cylinders. Check the oil pressure. Let's take a look. I thought the pressure was in the green. cylinders, gotta fix them. Alright. Engine 1 is flooded by fuel. Max throttle. Maintenance report. Where'd you go? Oil pump. Let's go back. We're going to start the preheating. Let's take a look at this. Fast preheat engaged. Okay, we're good to go. So stop the preheat. We're going to go in. We must have changed the modeling a little bit, because this used to be really simple to start. Where's my oil pressure is fine. Alright. I guess that's a lesson here at Squawking1200. Let me throw on the chat here in case anybody's joined in. Disregard the first couple of minutes here. Anytime you're in this kind of a new configuration, gotta check the phone. Answer a couple messages on stream here, you know, because it's life. Alright, next up. Engine's warming up, temperature's still there. I am not going to touch anything until this thing is warmed up. Don't want to further damage anything. You can use the hanger. Oh, not the hanger. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the... Oh, can't do it with the engines are running. Okay. I get it. So we're going to turn the avionics on. Going to continue. Avionics set taxi. Let's see. Magnetic compass free of movement. Flight instruments. Looking good. Everything's charging. Flight controls. Let's do this from the outside. I'm not seeing the left aileron. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. The nose wheel's not moving. Kneeboard. Go back inside. And we're not going to the pre-takeoff yet. So the flight instruments are free and clear. Brakes seem to be working. But gosh, it's crazy cold out here in New England today. This says mixture lean to the max, and I think that's how much is maximum lean? Right there, just as the engine starts to sputter. Let's try that again. Tiny movements in like these controls. Right there. back it in just a little bit. Alright, so today's plan is we have pilot to ATC is on, but I don't know how much I'm going to use it today. We're going doing a VFR flight. We're going from this airfield. We'll check our frequencies. I think it's just CTAF. I think it's 122.8. Yeah. So I guess we'll make a couple CTAF calls on our way out. So let's get this thing going here. 122.8 flip. We'll listen on frequency and see if there's anybody here. We're going to just adjust the altimeter just a tiny bit. We're going to make sure these line up. They do not. Let's see. So it says we're at 30. They shouldn't line up. That's the heading bug. I got to move it this one. 30. We are squawking VFR. We're going to go on with that. Let's see, temperature still down low. Yeah, so the plan is basically to just go north. Maybe we'll just do a couple landings, test some of that stuff. So probably the first airport, we're going to just go type in okay. I'm going to go to Hartford. Wow, that's a train wreck. Hopefully these knobs will be easier to turn in VR. H. FD. There we go. Hartford Branded in case anything comes up where we misnavigate. Basically we're just going to follow the river though. Direct, enter, enter. Why is Boston still in there? Direct. Okay. H. H. FD, enter, enter. There we go. So we're now pretty much prepped for heading north. We'll throw it on GPS mode. Waiting for our oil to come up to temperature. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, again, the nose. Oh, man. It's all real here on Squawking1200. Still good, amps are good, fuel flow's down low. Let's set the timer here. That's what time it is. Local time is 6:41, that is mostly correct. Flight time. Alright, there we go. Get that going. We're going to turn on our taxi light and get ready. Let's move up. Excuse me. Getting off the grass is a little bit of a pain here. I feel like we're glued here. And why is the aircraft going way to the left? It's not that windy. I had checked the weather. It's weird. It's like we're glued in our spot. Now let's let the engines warm up again, and then we'll really hit the throttle. I had it question about what headset I'm using. I'm using the Turtle Beach X12. Don't really recommend it. I bought two last year. One of them, the plastic, just fatigued a whole bunch. Did not hold up really at all. This one, for some reason, I don't know if we're just being more gingerly with it, definitely seems better. You know, I think some of that could have been young gamer rage. Alright, let's see if this gets us off this rock here. Alright. It's pretty cool. There's a place right across the river here. It's called Eagle's Landing. Done a bunch of photos there over the years. It's always fun to watch the aircraft take off and depart. Last time I was there, there was a... I'm trying to remember which one it was. It might have been a Cub with floats flying underneath the, you know, taxied underneath the bridge, and then departed. It was pretty cool to watch. I'm pretty sure it was a Cub, Super Cub. Alright. Don't really have an airport diagram, so it looked like you could not get on the runway that way. Unless you cut across the grass, which isn't horrible. But again, trying to be... That looks like a way to get onto the airport runway. That looks like a dead end. Yeah, I'm gonna go that way. We do have a local train. We do not have that, I don't believe on that part of the tracks there's an Acela train. We're using, I'm going to make sure that it's working. XP Realistic, I think it is activated. Fly with Lua. XP Realistic. Yep, looks like it's all good and activated. Good speed traffic. Cessna Skyhawk, November 212 Bravo, taking runway. Good speed traffic. Alright, here's an... Is it runway 33? Yeah. Good speed traffic. Cessna November 212 Bravo, Cessna Skyhawk, taking runway 32. Good speed traffic. That was a much better call. I'm going to go 10% flaps. This is a pretty short takeoff. Make sure we get as much lift as possible. With clouds, cold temperature, I'm going to go with make sure I put the pitot heat on. Barely turn around here. Back in the mud. Alright. So I'm going to hold here for a second. Apply the brake. Pull up our knee board. Brakes checked. Compass is good. Flight instruments checked. Parking brake free and correct. Flight instruments. Magnetos both. Throttle, radios. Doors and windows are shut. Flaps 10%. Mixture will go to rich. We're just going to bank to the right. Transponder's on. Landing light is on. Climb speed 79 knots, so just a hair under the 80. It's a pretty good amount of pitch as it's pulled back. I'm just waiting for the oil to warm up a little bit more. It's barely in the green. So that's kind of what my hesitation is with this reality expansion pack. Some things seem to be unforgiving, which is okay if it's real. Alright, we can hide the knee board. I think we're good. Good speed traffic. Cessna Skyhawk, November 212, Bravo, departing runway 32. Good speed traffic. We're heading to the north. Good speed traffic. Took my eyes off the runway for a second. Get ourselves somewhat recentered again, and we are off. Positive rate of climb. Flaps up. And best rate of climb not being achieved yet. Right about there. Seems about right. 1,000 feet. Makes sense. It's holding nice here. I'm going to keep the river on the left of me as we go. So we're on a really nice heading here to start this little adventure. Good. So Hartford is about 15 minutes away. We'll probably just take this up to 2,500. Still got really nice, it's holding really nice at a great rate of climb. I probably can trim the nose down and take my hands off. Let's try that. Drifts upward a little bit, trim down a little bit, trim down a little bit, dropping too much airspeed. Yeah, right about there. Cruiser heading bug around. Turn on the autopilot. And as we approach our altitude, we'll give it the old altitude hold. And approaching altitude, drop the nose. Right there. Altitude hold. We're going to keep it in the heading mode. And now we're just going to kind of sit back and enjoy Connecticut. Drop the throttle back down a little bit. 2200 RPMs. We can actually, let's just check the kneeboard references. Altitude in between here. Let's take off performance, cruise performance. So at 2200, it's cold. I think we should be right around here. Looks right. 99. I'm not sure what exactly all of these are. So far, the performance is really nice in this aircraft. We're getting crazy frames per second, relatively. Typically, I've been flying the airfoil labs. I mean, I think I'm going to crank this up a little bit. There's going to be probably no drop in GPU usage. It was already so low, so I don't think it's going to affect the frames. And I'm not even sure if that takes control, because some of that stuff needs a restart. Here we are, got the river on our left. I'm gonna say probably this is it's a pretty good representation of kind of like southern Connecticut. A lot of trees. Connecticut does have a lot of trees. It's nice. It's super green. I don't hear any radio traffic, so I'm going to go to Hartford ATIS, and then we're going to listen in. See what the landing weather is. Arriving and departing sounded like 02. Sim sounds like this is something that trying to get this mix really correct. Radios.
Hartford Brainerd information Victor. 1000 Zulu weather. Wind 350 at 16. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 8,400 scattered, temperature -7.
I'm going to call the tower. I'm going to ask for a full stop landing. 119.6. We're going to use the Say It feature. What if position report?
Cessna 12 Bravo is over position name at 2,500 feet at 1150 Zulu. Cessna 12 Bravo inbound at 2,500 feet for landing on the active. Cessna 12 Bravo, good morning.
That's good.
Enter pattern on the left downwind for runway 20 Cessna 12 Bravo.
3010, that's good. Wants us to enter on a left downwind. That's... what was that little bobble for? Temperature's good. Fuel flow. Pitot heat is on. Shouldn't be icing. I wonder if that was just a weather load. That's probably all that was. So the river is now underneath us. It wants us to enter a left downwind, 402. That means we're going to have to go make a loop crossover. Start visualizing it like this, because really it's a straight in approach. I wonder if I can get a straight in.
Cessna 12 Bravo is busy approach request vectors for visual straight into runway 20. Cessna 12 Bravo contact Bradley approach with your request on 127.8. Have a good morning. Contact Bradley approach on 127.8 Cessna 12 Bravo. Cessna 12 Bravo inbound at 2,500 feet. Request radar vectors for visual straight.
The airport's like right below me.
Cessna 12 Bravo, good morning. Squawk 1200, expect runway 20, climb and maintain 4,000 feet.
I don't think it's being stupid. I don't think there's a 20 at this airport. We're just gonna go with the wing. Wing it. The airport's right in front of us. Right at the compass. So I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce, I'm going to come down to pattern altitude 1,000, we'll just say 1,500. We're going to overfly, do a loop, and come in on a downwind. So I'm going to go back to the previous frequency. So some of that's my learning curve. Should be 02. airport. Yeah, that's 02. Nobody is on the runway. Nobody seems like they're in the pattern. Did I not hit world traffic? Let's do world traffic. I think I did world traffic, but then I restarted the sim. I remembered the reality expansion pack had an update. Let's get some, there's some traffic. And loading ground routes. Perfect.
That's 4319, brother. For Hotel Finish 37, wind 31017, your choice 2433 for our listeners.
Cessna 12 Bravo entering left downwind for 02.
Cessna 12 Bravo call turning final for runway 20 squawk 5522 expect to enter on left downwind for runway 02 at Hartford Brainer. Pattern altitude is 1000 feet.
437, 4319. This 4319, Roger, sliding 120 back to Zalet 24. Heading 120, code.
Squawk 5522 expect to enter on a left downwind for runway 02 Cessna 12 Bravo. Cessna 12 Bravo squawk 1200.
Jeez, then.
Cessna 12 Bravo radar contact.
Alright, I think we're good. So pre-landing checklist, we're going to leave the landing light on, which we forgot. We're going to go mixture forward. We don't want to start losing too much. We're going to increase the power a tiny bit. We're pretty much a beam of the numbers in a couple of seconds. We're landing on this runway. We're going to go flaps down, one notch. Reduce the power. Trim up the aircraft a tiny bit. Alright, we're getting slower. That's good. Trim up the aircraft a little bit. Feel like we're a little low here. There we go. I think the fine folks of the city of Hartford don't want this aircraft to be too low. I'm going to use this, one of these city blocks here. Cessna 12 Bravo, turning final 02.
Cessna 12 Bravo contact tower on 119.6. Have a good morning.
Cessna 12 Bravo, turning final 02.
Cessna 12 Bravo winds are light and variable clear to land runway 02.
Second notch of flaps. We're going to really try to peg the stall warning on this, reduce to 1600. A little short. Just let it sink a little bit. Airspeed's good. We're a little too high. We're going to let it sink a little bit more. One in the Pappy. Two in the Pappy. Chuck in the third nachos of flaps. I definitely have a weather discrepancy again. I have over the threshold. Look further down the runway, further down the runway, further down the runway. Hold it off, hold it off. No stall warning. Alright. But the landing was good. We will accept that.
Cessna 12 Bravo exit runway when able.
And we're going to exit when able. It's already warning us, lean the mixture, lean the mixture. Crank up your RPMs to 1,000. Cessna 12 Bravo, clear of 02. I'm going to say clear of active. Cessna 12 Bravo, clear of active.
Cessna 12 Bravo, welcome to Hartford Brainerd, contact ground on 121.6. Enjoy your morning.
Contact ground on 121.6, Cessna 12 Bravo. Cessna 12 Bravo, request taxi to General Aviation Parking.
Cessna 12 Bravo, taxi to General Aviation
Pilot
Parking.
discretion.
Pilot discretion.
Taxi to General Aviation Parking at pilot discretion, Cessna 12 Bravo.
Alright, so that was a pretty nice trip in the Reality Expansion Pack. Default 172. I think it's a pretty awesome investment for your 20 bucks. So again, I'm going to jump on the highly recommended bandwagon. Also, some of the bobbing, weaving, gravity effects are X-plane realistic. Again, I think that's another worthwhile $20 investment. I think I'm kind of prepping myself for virtual reality. So I think once I have a headset, the next thing will be the butt kicker seat. So I'll get the shake in the interior, the shaking of the seat, the extra sounds. I think it's going to be a huge win-win type of setup. Then after that, I'm going to invest in a full motion simulator. No, I'm not. I'm going to win the lottery. If I really played the lottery, I'm going to win the lottery, and then I'm going to invest in a full motion simulator. Alright, so let's check the knee board. We are operations. We're going to go after landing, light sleep on the beacon. Turn off the pitot. Flaps are up. Trim back to neutral. Engine shutdown. Let's see if this kills it. I don't want to kill the engine. Throttle 1,000 RPMs. Avionics off. Master alternator switch will go off after. So it's going to go mixture cut off. And we're going to go alternator avionics off. Check the beacon light. Awesome. That is the Reality Expansion Pack. Now we're going to do walk around. We're going to do post-flight. pitot tube, cover that thing. We're going to go why is it going pre-flight? Hang on. Walk around. It's weird that it's on pre-flight. Let's see if we can do kneeboard. Excuse me, walk around. I thought I had a post-flight settings, and it should, but this is all pre-flight. Let's see. Post-flight. Okay, here we go. Post-flight, pre-flight, post-flight. Check the lights. Check. Check. This is pre-flight. Post-flight. Pitot tube cover. Tie down. Whoops. Alright, getting used to the way this works. Tie down. Toggle chock. Tires are good. Toggle covers. Good. Toggle tie down. Good. Toggle chock. Good. Excellent. Alright, the aircraft should be done. Fuel selector to right tank. That's the left tank. And come on. There we go. Propeller vertical for fuel. So what do we do? Just rotate the propeller? I guess that's what you would probably do, just a little bit. Seems a little bit risky. Awesome. That is the first flight of today. It is a pretty quick one. So next up, I'm going to stop for a little bit. We're going to continue on with the next leg in probably 5 minutes or so. I'll be right back. Thanks for those that stopped by to watch Squawking1200, either live here on Twitch at Squawking1200 or on my YouTube channel. Hope you're enjoying it. If you have comments or any kind of extra criticism, let me know. I'm not a real-world pilot, so procedural things, we kind of work on gradually. I'm in no hurry to make everything perfect. I'm just really enjoying the sim.